He left that funky Saul Goodman shirt and tie on the department store rack, but make no mistake, last week's caper with Jeff and the mall security team took Gene Takovic right back into the world of Saul Goodman. And one mysterious, contentious phone call in Breaking Bad sent him doubling down and going full-bore Saul. Last week, Bob Odenkirk's character Saul Goodman warned Jeffy not to become greedy, saying, "Pigs get fat, hogs get butchered." It's sound advice for the audience as well, not just a budding con artist. Since we've spent so much time with Jimmy McGill and have learned not only how, but also why he changed into the cunning, unscrupulous Saul, haven't we all started to feel hopeful that he might be changed? Maybe there's still time for Saul Goodman to become a better guy, if not a good one. Since the beginning, the prospect of a joyful conclusion has hung over everything, and as the program nears its conclusion, the suspense increases significantly. However, the strain eases this week. It's also awful. It's not entirely horrible, I mean. Being reunited with Walt, Bryan Cranston, and Jesse, Aaron Paul, in the first of their season's promised cameos is a lot of fun. It's entertaining to watch Saul bouncing around in the back of the RV while shouting, "Abogado. Mucho dinero." It was an exciting ride that would only get more exhilarating before coming to an end. These quick trips back to the events of Breaking Bad, however, are more than just a trip down memory lane. They serve as a reminder that everything you are about to witness has already happened. Saul is mistaken in thinking that he is reenacting the scene and living out his glory days as the creator of Walter White's criminal enterprise. The actors have changed, or, in some cases, have been cast in new roles, but the play is still the same. And you must keep in mind that the mustachioed character in this play does not have a happy ending. Back in black and white and still in Albuquerque after the frigid open with Saul rolling about in the back of the RV, we finally get to see how Saul's erstwhile friends are doing in the post-Breaking Bad world. While there is some good news, Huell left that motel room, avoided prosecution, and relocated to New Orleans, Francesca is caught in a particularly miserable trap and continues to play Girl Friday to the man who destroyed her life. She doesn't want to, but it is the best paying option out of a number of poor ones. From a gas station payphone, she tells Saul that all the money he hid in various shell companies is gone. She also tells him that, after everything went sideways, she got a phone call from Kim, Ray Seahorn. "Your name came up," she says, and Saul seems stunned. "She asked about me? Look, I'll admit it, I wanted to see Kim again. More importantly, I wanted Saul to see Kim again." And one gets the sense that Saul wanted this too, wanted it so badly, but didn't dare to imagine that it could happen until now. After some consideration, there's a very unsubtle shot of him literally sitting at a crossroads at one of those Midwestern intersections surrounded by miles of nothing. He goes back to the payphone and calls Kim. Because we are unable to hear a word of this chat, it is a testament to the show's wicked genius that it frustrates both Saul and the audience. From outside the phone booth, all we can see is Saul becoming enthusiastic, then irate, and ultimately slamming the phone down in a fit of wrath. He then continues to kick at the phone booth's glass until it cracks while he is outside. Saul Goodman pulls away from Kim Wexler for the second time in his life and leans into the game. With the aid of Jeff and his youthful pal buddy, Max Bickelhop, he sets up a new identity theft scam where he steals the personal information of wealthy men he meets in bars. Side note, Devin Rattray's setup as the world's most annoying mark is absolute gold. He purchases a new Swing Master Kai machine in addition to a new Bluetooth earphone. His cash stash, which is concealed behind a wall, grows to fill up more and more room. Baby, he is back. He believes he is, at least. However, as Saul once said, that mustache, that is, the mustache Gene Takovic wears in Omaha, and the one Walter White had in Breaking Bad, clearly indicates a lack of self-awareness that results in poor judgment. Saul Goodman is not Walter White, who made up for that by being a master manipulator who could persuade a young, inexperienced protege to kill an innocent man in order to save his life. Cut to Saul enjoying a drink with his subsequent target, an approachable man with a nice face, and yes, strong Gail Bodicher vibes. It turns out that the Mark is a kind guy who also has cancer. This is a step too far for the young burglar with the dog. He says he won't, but they don't need to, because the scam is working well and the money is coming in, so there's no need to wait to move on to the next victim, not to mention that the commotion of their argument has awakened Marion, who is now going to be extra suspicious and curious about what Gene and Jeffy are up to. Saul, like Walter White before him, cannot stand having his authority questioned because he is too high on his own supply. The task must be completed immediately, no matter the cost, because this young person sought to sabotage it. A comparison is what we perceive as the final image. First, a flashback shows Saul Goodman arriving at Walter White's high school. We don't see him go inside, but we know he does, because of Breaking Bad. He makes the offer to help Walt turn into a Vito rather than a Frito at this particular meeting. Saul then makes his way toward his target's sleeping location in Omaha, which is silent and dark. He smashes a window and goes inside,